You can have experience anywhere. It doesn't really matter whether it is in a college, in a school, outside of school. It really doesn't matter. Okay, and I think the experience is the most important thing if you have to actually be happy. I'm not going to use the word success so much because the definition of success to you might not be the same to me. And I think it's important for all of us to understand that success is defined by each one of us. And happiness is more something which defines success in my view. The only thing that gave me that confidence is to be able to do that is learn things as you are on the job. So learning never stops. So I think this is another important thing that all of us need to understand is, how do you define success? You don't stop learning. My definition of entrepreneurship is somebody who looks as an opportunity, is able to work on that opportunity, is passionate about it, and is able to make some meaningful decisions based on that opportunity that he has. Okay, so who can be an entrepreneur and where can you be an entrepreneur? Really doesn't matter. You can be an entrepreneur as a businessman. You can be an entrepreneur in a non-economic environment. You can work in an NGO. You can work in any environment. You can be an entrepreneur in your own company. Okay, all medium-sized and large companies are looking for people who take responsibility and successfully implement projects or decisions that you have to make things successul. Okay, team. I think working in a team is an important aspect for an entrepreneur. You can be in an environment where you're running your own business to run your team, or you can work in a corporate environment and still be running your team. Right. So that's the second important aspect that I think an entrepreneur needs to have. I'm not going to go too much into the theoretical part of entrepreneurship. You can start being an entrepreneur even if you're 10 years old, 15 years old. It really doesn't matter. Yeah. As long as you have a passion and something to work on. Okay. And I can see in several schools, including HLC, where students are creating social environments or projects on social needs. Talking about, I think, Militwa and Kartavyam and things like that. So this is also one step of being close to being an entrepreneur. Taking up courses or activities and working on them. The key aspect is passion. Okay, if you have passion to do something, I think you should go ahead and do it. It doesn't really matter whether you're going to fail or succeed, because at some stage you will find happiness in what you do. Okay, you can be a great success, and if you're not happy, it doesn't really count. Taking risk is about trying to venture into unknown. Yeah, all of us take risk. Even when you cross a road, you take a risk. Right? Yeah. So I think the key aspect is taking risk means that you should be willing to get out of your comfort zone and keep moving. Okay. As long as you're passionate about it, I think you should take the next steps. Don't bother about what will be the failure that you will face. I think the curiosity factor is very important irrespective of what age group you are in, and that is what kind of brings out or negates the risk that you see in any situation. The third part is planning. Once you are willing to take the risk, willing to be curious and try to understand the environment or understand what you want to do, planning to do the next steps is a very important aspect. I can cite several situations where you would have been a great entrepreneur, you would have done everything right, but if your planning was wrong, you probably do not move forward at all. Once you have planned, I think the next step is to act on it. Okay. If you do not act, and if you just sit and you do not want to take the risk on taking the action, of course you're not going to proceed further. You're just going to be stuck where you are. And then the results. I think this is where, I was telling the gentleman that once you have done all of these, you might succeed or fail. Okay, you might succeed as commercially as an entrepreneur, or you might fail. But the failures are lessons that you learn so that you take the next steps more carefully and make sure that you are able to succeed the next time you are taking any actions, right? Success to me is very clearly equates to happiness. Are you able to be happy in what you do, in the way that you are conducting yourself, in the way that people are around you? Are they happy when you are around with them? So this is something which I think you need to focus on as kids, so that you are able to get the right direction when you want to take the next steps. I think it's important for you to learn from whatever you've done, be it success or failure, and the next steps when you do it better than what you have done in the previous step. It really doesn't matter whether you are a finance graduate or if you are a science graduate. Really doesn't matter. What truly matters is that what passion you have and how you can keep learning continuously. A lot of the large organizations obviously are able to reach out to people. Okay, so you get to hear about Amazon, you got to hear about Flipkart, you're able to hear about all the large Byju's, getting funded so much. There are lots of small enterprises which are actually very, very, very successful. Okay, they are more successful than the larger organizations, and in fact they are less prone to economic downturns and upturns than the larger organizations. So it's easier for smaller organizations to survive longer, unlike the thought process saying that large organizations will eat out smaller organizations. Okay, so it's important for you to note, because if you want to start something small, don't worry. Okay, I'm sure you will be able to be successful, be happy doing what you are doing, as long as you are passionate and focused about what you're doing. Some of the things that are coming up is quite interesting. I would say alarming in some cases, but quite interesting. More and more kids who are graduating out of college, they do not want to own a house. They do not want to own a car. No luxury goods. 7 pieces of clothes is enough for them. They travel public transport, bicycles. They want to work within a certain kilometer of radius. Okay, and their only passion is, it's fine, I'm happy, I want to travel, I want to explore. Okay, it's fine, I'm happy doing all of that. I don't want to work 8 hours a day. Okay, there they work 8 hours a day, in some cases even less than 8 hours a day, and they only work 5 days a week. Right? So this trend is obviously going to be what it is going to be.